I think that the defense will still be solid. Of course, they're losing probably the best defensive secondary player in the conference, if not the nation. I think Florida's an interesting position. They probably have the lowest expectations of any 10-plus win team coming into the spring. A lot of people forget about the victory against Tennessee. They forget about the dominance they had against a very good Ole Miss team, and they just remember those last 5 or 6 games of the season and, of course, a disappointing bowl win against Michigan. Again, with Florida, a lot of questions. Who's going to be back there at quarterback? Is the defense going to be as good? And is McElwain's second season going to be as good as his first season? So I'm very interested. It's kind of the reverse of Auburn last year. Florida finished with 10-plus wins and a good bowl berth, but they have tremendously low expectations. The opposite of Auburn last year, where everybody thought Auburn was going to be the best team in the nation and kind of disappointed. So I'm really interested. I'm having a hard time figuring out Florida. I think it's going to be interesting to watch that team go from spring all the way through the end of the season. I'm having a hard time seeing that team. I'd love to hear David's thoughts on what he thinks about Florida.
Exactly, David. We're right in your wheelhouse in Gainesville here with the Gators.
Yeah, and I really hate to say it's as simple as the quarterback position, but it kind of really is. We kind of knew that under the whole Muschamp era when that big failure there. If they could just get a quarterback, they might be in good position with that defense. We saw in the first half of the season last year, they found their quarterback. Florida was undefeated. Will Greer gets suspended, and you saw the wheels fall off. So this spring's very important. They're going to have four guys in the spring compete for the job. With Luke Del Rio, the transfer from Oregon State, has some experience in Doug Nussmeier's offense, and now he's going to go through spring as probably the guy in charge for the quarterback position. And can he get it and take away with it? Purdue transfer, Austin Appleby, grad transfer. He's eligible right away to come in and play. And then they got 2 freshmen early enrollees with Felipe Franks and Kyle Trask. I don't really think it will be one of the true freshmen, so I think Austin Appleby, Luke Del Rio will fight for that position at the quarterback, and we'll go from there. But they are going to need some help from the running game. Kelvin Taylor's gone. He did a lot with not much to work with last year at the quarterback position. So now they've got the top junior college running back, Mark Thompson, coming in. We'll see what he can do, and Jordan Scarlett and Jordan Cronkright at the running back position. So we saw with Greer, he unearthed the star in Callaway, but the whole offense, with the tight ends and Brandon Powell as another receiver work. Once Greer went out, they got kind of short with the playmakers. So this spring's going to be very important, helping find more playmakers besides Callaway, and can one of them help spread the ball around. Defense, Jalen Tabor may come in and help take Hargrave's spot, because Hargraves, said this past week at the Combine, Tabor was actually better than I was this past season, so that should make Gator fans pretty happy.
Yeah, Chad, a tough act to follow here. David just wrapped us up on Florida. Have any thoughts about the Gators? Couldn't score any points late in the season?
Yeah, here's the thing with Florida. I look at Florida, and despite the with Trayon having to be at the quarterback position, which a lot of guys, it kind of came a little bit of a joke at times with Trayon being the quarterback because of his inefficiencies as quarterback. But you look at Florida, number 8 in the SEC, they finished last season. I still think they're quite capable. It's not what Coach Mack wants to see in his passing game, but I do think you're going to have some competition there. I'm interested in the fact that the talk about moving Trayon out to the wide receiver position, how that's going to work. He's a very dynamic athlete. I do think that there are very capable quarterbacks there now on this roster. You turn around and you look at the rushing attack. The rushing attack was ranked 13th in the SEC this last year, and I think that's a big you've got to improve. Coach Mack, the way he likes to run things, you saw it at Colorado when he was there. He likes to use that run to kind of set up the pass and vice versa, but you got to be effective on the ground. He has the talent there. It's just a matter of getting the guys. He had a really young roster on the offensive line last year. Those guys are going to come back a little more seasoned. I think this team is going to be, again, Mike pointed about the fact that they're not talked about it much and they're kind of being overlooked, so to speak. I think this is a team to watch out for in the East because they do bring back some pieces. They've got some young guys on that roster that got experience last year. You've got some more youth coming in with this recruiting class that's come in, so you've got some talent on the outside that'll be some playmakers. So I'm interested to see how Florida rebounds in year 2 with Coach Mack at the helm.